Kia ora whanau, welcome to another Wānanga video. I'm just going to be covering some wordy questions on fractions. I'll be really focusing on adding and subtracting fractions. So let's start. Jenny is allowed exactly 5 hours on the internet per week. On Monday and Wednesday she did not use any time, but on Tuesday she used 1¼ hours, and on Thursday another 2/3 of an hour. How much more time does Jenny have left this week? So I've coloured and underlined and highlighted certain facts already. So Jenny is allowed 5 hours on the internet per week. She's used up 1¼ plus 2/3 of an hour. The question also then says, how much more time does Jenny have left this week? So we need to find a leftover. We need to add the blue components, the 1¼ hours and the 2/3 of an hour, and we need to take that away from this 5 hours so we can have how much time Jenny has left. So if we go 5 hours, 5 hours minus, there's two numbers there I'm interested in, the 1¼ and plus the 2/3 of an hour. So if we do this, go 5 hours minus all of this, we should have our answer. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to add these fractions. I'm going to show you guys how to do this as a manually, and then I'll do it on the calculator. So manually, you want to make them in the same format. So 2/3 is going to remain as 2/3. It's in a proper fraction. 1¼ we can change to an improper fraction by going 4 times 1 plus 1, and that equals 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5, and the denominator is always this number. Cool. And this makes it a little bit easier to add now. We've got to make the denominators the same, so we're going to have to multiply these sets, that set of fractions, that fraction, by 3/3 coming from here, and we're going to multiply this fraction over here by 4/4 coming from this 4 over here, and what that does is it makes the denominators the same. 4 times 3, 3 times 4, so everything's going to be all over 12, isn't it? Alright, multiply the tops. 5 times 3 is 15, 2 times 4 is 8, add them up, you get 23/12. Alright, and then you're going to go, oh yeah, so that's 23/12. So you're going to go 5 hours, because 5 doesn't have a denominator, you can just add 1, 5/1. 5/1 minus all of that. And again, you could do this whole process again, but I'm going to just chuck it in the calculator. Yeah, so 5 minus 23/12. And the answer is 3 1/12. Which I should have just put over here. 3 1/12. So she has 3 1/12 hours remaining. Cool. Yeah, so I just did, you can plug it in your calculator, and just remember your fraction button is a little bit different to my fraction button. Your fraction button might look like this. Yeah. So when you put this fraction in, 5/1, you're going to push 5, then you're going to push your fraction button, which could look like this, or this. 5 fraction button over 1, and then minus 23 fraction button over 12, and then equals. Cool. Right, so that's that question done. Oh, here we go, another one. Dana works part-time on Saturday. she's at work for 4.5 hours, and but she is only paid for 3 2/3 hours because of breaks. How long are her breaks? So obviously, the important parts are here: 4.5, 3 2/3, and so now we're going to go. Okay, what is the difference between those two? And that must be her breaks. So you're going to go 4.5 minus 3 2/3, because that's all she's paid for. So the difference between these two must be her break. So we have to minus them. 3 2/3. And again, the issue with this is they're not in improper form. So if you're doing it manually, you're going to have to go, oh yeah, what's 2 times 4? And that's 8 plus 1. It's 9, so it's 9 over 2. And this one is 3 times 3 plus 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11 over 3 minus. There you go. And then you can do the whole, to make the denominators the same. Yeah, so it's 27, 22, and then, well, when you minus them, it's still going to be over 6. 27 minus 22 is 5, so 5/6. It's quite fast doing it manually actually, but yeah, if you're chucking it in your calculator, I'm just going to start with these ones in the improper form instead of doing it this way. I'm just going to start here, and it would be 9 over 2 minus 11 over 3, 5/6, so that's right. Next question, final question. Michelle's mum wants to stop smoking. She smoked 2.5 packets in week 1, 2 2/5 packets in week 2, and 1 3/4 packets in week 3. How much has she smoked in 3 weeks? So, what do you think we need to do? Plus or minus? Remember, these questions are all to do with plussing and minusing fractions. Does it make sense to plus, or does it make sense to minus? Now, of course, yeah, you're adding these 3 figures here, these 3 fractions. So 2.5 plus 2 2/5 plus 1 3/4, 2.5, 2 2/5, and 1 3/4, 2 2/5, and 1 3/4. We're adding them. Yeah, and really remember, it's easier to just put them in proper form. So that's actually 5 over 2. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 makes 5. This one is 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12 over 5. This one's 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 7 over 4. Add them. If you're doing it manually, you'd have to do these 2 first, find the answer, and then add that one, the final one. But I'm going to check them in my calculator. Remember, your fraction buttons look a little bit different to mine. Your ones might look like that, or like that. So 5 fraction button 2 plus 12 fraction button 5 plus 7 fraction button 4 does it all for us, and the answer is 6 and 13 20. Cool. And make sure you put it in context. So 6 and 13 20, what? They're packets. Otherwise you could be talking about anything. Cool. Well, I hope this video helped, whānau. See you in the next one.